Hello, everyone. We are going live today with an incredible wizard to discuss all things essential to essential oils and the effects that essential oils and these powerful concoctions can have on our health and wellness. We are talking to Dr. Nick from Essential Oil Wizardry, and I am so excited. Hey, everyone. My name is Aaron Mathias. And every Wednesday, we go live to discuss with the wonderful people that we collaborate with and other amazing human beings to find out why they built the product or service for their company, why they created it, what led them, what excited them, what brought them to this place of discovery. And we dive deep with them to get a better understanding. Because we believe here at Human Garage that you can heal yourself. You are the one in charge of it. You are the one controlling it. But as you're going on that journey, it's also fun to add different products and services that can help enhance that journey. You don't need, all you need is you. But it is also fun to add some cool elements and have some great smells and have some powerful essential oils. So today, we'll be discussing with Dr. Nick from Essential Oil Wizardry, taking a deep dive into everything essential oils. And again, my name is Aaron Mathias. And if you haven't already done so and would like to connect with me, you can follow me at pulseoflife.co or Aaron Mathias of the Purpose. You can connect with me in both those places. We do this every Wednesday where we take a deep dive. And if you haven't also done this, join our new channel, humangarage.tv, because we will also start broadcasting very shortly from there. That is going to become the repository for a lot of our content with collaborators, with partners, with other influencers that we're connected to, and allowing them to take deeper dives with all of you on what they do, how they do. So we'll be starting to share more content over at humangarage.tv in the future. So please go give it a follow. This broadcast will be posted there as well after we wrap everything up. And if you also haven't done so and you're interested in taking your Human Garage skills, your fascial maneuvers to the next level, why haven't you joined the coaching program? It's launching really soon. So go to humangarage.net, check out how to become a coach, and this will take you super deep into learning all the mechanics to help yourself even more, help your family members, or if you want to turn this into your own little business, you can follow that right as well. All right, we're just waiting for Dr. Nick to come on. So give me a second. He already may be in here. Let me see. Sometimes these chats go by so fast that I do not see when someone hops in. Let's see. Where are you, Dr. Nick? And if you can, just repop in the bottom of chat and request. Oh, sweet. Hey, Wendy. Awesome. Naturally recognized. Wow, that's cool. Hey, we should chat because I'm actually working on a separate product that's a skincare ingredient, product that needs some scenting. Where are you, Dr. Nick? Where? There we are. Go live. There. Give it a second here as this adjusts. Dr. Nick, there you are. Hello.
Hi, Aaron.
What's going on?
Everything.
Sweet.
Good to see you, my friend.
Likewise, man. It's been a while.
It has.
It feels really good to be on here with you.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it as well. I think the last time we were hanging out was with the Human Garage down in Los Angeles.
Yes. And actually, on the beach, we took a walk afterwards
That's right.
as we were getting ready to head back. and actually took a picture of some of her stuff like in the sand.
I remember that. That was a wonderful synchronicity for us to both run into each other, soaking up some sun rays at Venice Beach.
Very, very awesome experience. And just that whole week actually was pretty wild. Oh,
It
well,
was very,
you were
very
there a little
special.
longer than I was. So I was there for like a week or so, but it was like
It was
adventures
really
into,
beautiful to witness all the good connections and healing that got to take place that week.
yes, 100%. So before we go deep off the deep end into everything that you're a wizard of, I would like to harmonize us if you're okay with that. Um,
Let's do it.
I have this really cool device by a company called Love Tuner, which grows at the frequency of love, 528 hertz. So I'm going to do 6 blows. It reminds me, like, I'm going to do 6 lines right now. 6 breaths with the Love Tuner and just drop us into harmony. And if any of you like who are watching this, don't do this if you're driving. You can kind of go into a partial, totally twisted. We usually do before we start meetings at Human Garage, before we start almost anything we do, before we start a podcast, and even sometimes leading up to our events, we try to synchronize and harmonize our energies. So if you want to also do the movement, or you can just listen. If you are driving, just listen to this because the frequency from the tuner will do that. Or you can get into, I'm standing up, so I'm going to do a modified, totally twisted. I'm going to take my left hand, put it under my right armpit, and my left hand on top of my right shoulder. I'm going to pull my body to the left, and I'm going to turn my head to the right. And you can cross your legs, left over right or right over left, whichever you're feeling inclined to at this very moment. And as I'm taking the breaths and blowing on the tuner, you guys can just take a breath with me. We're going to do 6 of them. Are we ready? And please don't do this while you're driving. Just listen. Got to emphasize that. And here we go. Breath number 1. Hold on. Breath number 2. Breath 3. Breath 4. Breath 5. And breath 6. And then just slowly unwind yourself, come back. And here we are. I felt good. And it's kind of funny because as I was blowing, my heart was like beating, uh, making the actual whistle fluctuate. Vroom, 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 vroom. I don't know if you could hear that through this lovely device, but it was interesting. So,
Well, in
how have you been,
celebration
sir?
of that, Aaron, I wonder if I should share a little bit of our Wachuma flower essence, which is sitting on my desk.
Yes.
This is a wonderful plant spirit that is really helpful for opening up the heart, grounding the nervous system, and it's really helpful for forgiveness. So
Oh,
you opened up the space of love for our meeting here today. So I am just going to take a quarter dropper of this and share some with all of you.
Perfect. I love it. Thank you. So, Dr. Nick,
Aaron.
I'm in Austin, Texas. You're in Oregon currently, like in your factory, basically. Not really
I
factory. Your laboratory is a better word.
like lab.
Lab, yeah. The factory. We've been in Austin, Texas for like the last few days. We did a pop-up event here, and we've just been recording some awesome content and things like that. What has been going on in your world, just to kind of catch us up to this moment? And then I want you to go, if you don't mind, I want you to go back, because I know for sure many people who are probably on here do not know your story or how you ever became involved in Human Garage, and I would love to tell this story in a new unit of time, especially for a lot of the new people that are here and are Human Garage fans.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to share, Aaron, and I love the blueprint for our conversation today. So my wife and I, Ellen, actually just returned from Thailand about a week ago.
Oh, amazing.
And so I had 6 weeks of travel celebrating my 40th birthday. So I have a lot of joy in my heart from all of that nourishing sun and beautiful beaches. And during our travels, we even got to check out an essential oil farm and factory in Thailand, where they're producing some beautiful floral extracts, including an amazing Blue Lotus. And I'm really excited about this Blue Lotus Absolute and this 100X extract, which they're producing. I got to check out the farm and see the pond where they're growing the Blue Lotuses and see their drying and extraction processes. And it was very inspiring, Aaron.
Wow.
And
so are you going to start to bring that Blue Lotus and those extracts into the US and into Essential Oil Wizardry, or?
I am. In fact,
Oh,
I have a few 100 grams of the 100X extract, and I think I'm going to put it up on the website within the next week or two. And I might even give some away as gifts for our customers and supporters.
Oh, that's amazing. So, just for anybody who doesn't know, what is the benefits, or why is Blue Lotus an amazing thing, and what is the 100X extract of it?
Yeah. Blue Lotus is sometimes known as sacred lotus or blue water lily, and it's been used throughout history, including ancient Egypt. And Blue Lotus contains the intelligence and also different constituents in it that help to open up the crown, enhance intuition, generate a good sensual feeling and expansion. I find Blue Lotus to be a wonderful tool for meditation and raising your general vibration. And Blue Water Lily or Blue Lotus is the 100X extract takes 100 grams of Blue Lotus flower and it concentrates it down into a single gram of concentrated resin. And so it's a very, very active concentrate, which I got to try for the first time yesterday. And it's very bright, mood elevating. I noticed colors got more enhanced and the mind really sharpened to focus and got a lot more clear. So I'm very excited about sharing this Blue Lotus 100X extract with our community.
That's amazing. And so something like that, you would just take it like in a dropper, essentially. You would mix it in tea, or because I've seen, like, the last time I took Blue Lotus, by the way, this one of our clients that we ran into had like Blue Lotus gummies, and it was like all organic made gummies. So there's no like synthetic binders or anything in it, and it had like 100 milligrams of Blue Lotus, and I was like, whoa.
Well,
I mean,
What was your
my body's pretty
experience with it,
sensitive to
Aaron?
anything like that, but I was having such intense like feelings of euphoria and
Uh-huh.
like crazy sensations in my hands and face, and I was like, "Whoa, what?" That was only and that was only the recommended dose. Initially, he's like, "Well, you should take two," and I was like, "Now cut it back down to one." And one like rocked my world. So obviously, that's not for it will not affect everyone the same way. I'm just very sensitive to any kind of input that way. But it was really, really, really interesting and cool. But I was like,
Mhm.
so I'm curious, like something that kind of potent of an extract, how would you consume it or kind of test out to see your own body's response to it?
Absolutely. Well, I should say that I just received it. So we flew back into the US on Valentine's Day. My
Oh,
body's
perfect.
still getting back into equilibrium with my sleep cycle. And I tested the Blue Lotus extract for the first time in my physiology yesterday.
Okay.
And what I did was I took some of it orally. I'm aware that it can be steeped into alcohol. That's kind of the ancient traditional use of Blue Lotus is to steep it in wine and drink it. I'm not a super alcohol buff, but I may try that sometime. I believe they stated that their clients sometimes mention they smoke it as well,
Yeah.
which is obviously less healthful.
Yeah.
But it was
Yeah.
definitely active, orally
Okay.
ingested, and I really enjoyed it.
Very cool. That's that. It's really cool actually. You flew back on Valentine's Day. That's funny. Perfect day to fly back. At least a romantic flight, right? A celebration of a flight. So okay, but you already use Blue Lotus in like a different form in some of your mixtures and tinctures and sprays. It's mixed in there. So it's really it's also good for doing like things like breath work for just other purposes as well, right?
Yeah, it's a great aromatic oil that you can wear as a botanical perfume. Vaporized, the Blue Lotus Absolute, I've really enjoyed vaporizing over the years or infusing it into organic alcohol and taking small amounts as a tincture. And those are some of my favorite ways of working with our Blue Lotus Absolute or our CO2 extract of Blue Lotus. And aromatically speaking, Blue Lotus is just it's so honey-like, very
Yeah.
soothing, sensual, playful, opens up the crown. So aromatically speaking, Blue Lotus is one of those heavenly sought after essential extracts.
Amazing. I, I, lo- I just remember having a whole flashback to that day because I tried one. Gary took like five of these Blue Lotus gummies, and Gary's usually good at ingesting whatever herbs and materials. I mean, you got to experience some of that when you guys had a little adventure with the rape. Uh, but like, it was so fascinating to just see. I mean, how powerful plants, these extracts, these things that's growing sometimes in our backyards, potentially, how they can elevate our systems or help shift our systems, and whatever we're doing, even just from the smell of it, can shift our frequencies and our patterns, which is wild.
They're very powerful extracts. You know, on an esoteric level, I learned that the essential oil is considered to be the soul intelligence of a plant. And what's interesting is inhaling the aroma into your nose, you're able to affect memory by impacting the hippocampus. And instantaneously, you're transported and you have physiological effects upon breathing in a high quality essential oil product. And so while they are very subtle, they're also very, very powerful.
Wow.
And this is one of the reasons why I've enjoyed working with the oils over the years is I like my medicine to be powerful and safe.
Ah,
And I like that bridge where you can feel a shift and an effect, but not to the point where it's going to push your nervous system out of whack. And I found the oils formulated appropriately can really deliver beneficial effects in conjunction with amazing aromas, and they could be incorporated into your lifestyle.
mhm. So this adventure, because you brought up like how you like to have your medicine be, not only safe but also powerful. That brings up a huge question of like, how did you get to this point? Like, how did you get here and even involved in this? Like, I mean, looking behind you, you've got your lab and all these bottles. So you've been, and I know you've been doing this a long time. How did you? Yeah, give us a little tour if you can, a little swing around. It's amazing. Yes.
So we have probably about 200, 250 pure essential oils, CO2 extracts from all over the world here. We have our line of ultrasonic extracted tinctures, which we're producing in-house here. These are some of our bulk oils, and we
Yep.
also have some top shelf vintage oils, which aren't available through our website, but some of these oils are over 15 years old. Then over here, we have all of our mixtures and blends. This is our line of exquisite perfumes. We have some floral absolutes here. And over here, we have our Divine Align chakra sets,
Wow.
our Wizard Alchemy tinctures, our Wizard Alchemy blends, and you have hundreds and hundreds of bottles of botanical magic, my
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah, that's amazing. So how did you get into this? Developing these beautiful concoctions, these beautiful alchemy of sense and healing and medicine. Like what led you there?
Well, it was about listening to flow and walking my individual path. So I graduated pharmacy school in 2009, and I started doing consulting at cannabis clinics around 2011, 2012. And when I started researching more about the cannabis plant, I learned about these aromatic molecules called terpenes.
Okay.
These terpene molecules are responsible for flavor and fragrance and are also pharmacologically active at very low concentrations in the body. So I worked with a woman who had shared with me that essential oils contain these concentrated terpenes. And so I started experimenting with modulating different formulations, like different cannabis formulations, because they contain these different terpene profiles to make the effects more potent while also clarifying the mind. And so this was the beginning of my exploration and working with essential oils. At the time, cannabis was a highly illegal plant, and there was a big fight in California about
Yeah.
all of that. And I realized that I was more interested in plant medicine as a whole, and I wasn't interested in being on the front lines with regards to getting that plant to be legal. So I started focusing on all different types of plants, and I just followed my passion, followed my nose, and here we are.
Wow. And when did you, so coming from a pharmacist, coming from that background, kind of exploring the cannabis realm, getting exposed to some of these ideas of the terpenes and things like that, when did you officially like launch Essential Oil Wizardry?
11 years ago in 2014.
Okay.
The first iteration started in 2012, and I called that project Conscious Bartending. So I used to go to different festivals and events with our essential oils, and I used to infuse them into beverages and also share them through vaporization, where people
Okay.
would heat them, breathe them into the lungs. And I started teaching workshops and sharing the oils with thousands of people and started receiving feedback. And it really was really empowered me with a lot of experience connecting with thousands of people over the course of a weekend. So I got to see the beneficial effects over the course of time, and I would receive feedback, and I would also use different reference guides. So at the very beginning, when I was working with the oils, I wasn't very confident with regards to what to expect or the level of therapeutic benefit one might receive. And so I could have these honest conversations with people. If someone was bleeding profusely or had a gnarly
Yeah.
infection, I would just, I would share with them, well, you know, my intuition and this reference guide says to use this, and I'm also not sure. So why don't you, how do you feel about that? Do you want to give it a try? And if you're not seeing benefit within 2 hours, maybe you go see the medical team. And so I got to have engagement and instantaneous feedback from thousands of people over multiple years of going to different festivals, events, weddings, sharing my oils and different formulations with people to receive this feedback. So I learned to become a better practitioner. And so that was really my journey of evolving into an essential oil wizard.
Wow. That's so cool. And it's amazing that you were able to, in real time, essentially get feedback on combinations, get feedback on power, and test out. Because right, a lot of people say, "Hey, this product will produce these results," but they don't have any even. I'm going to say the word wrong. Antidotal. I have the hardest time saying that word. There we
Uh-huh.
go. Yes, anecdotal evidence of a result being produced, but you were able from an early beginning test out your formulations and see the effect that they had.
It was nice working outside of a medical setting where I could do that.
Yeah, yeah, because right, yeah, on a medical side you can't. Hey, I don't really know, but try it out and see what happens. You're fired. I love it. I love it. And so then you created and started working that way and started selling, bringing these oils and combinations. Do you remember like the first, like what was the first mixture or the first essential oil wizardry like one? Was there like one first one?
Citrus Blast.
Citrus
Citrus
blast.
Blast was my first blend, and that's a combination of blood orange, distilled lemon, and distilled lime. And I was sharing it through a vaporizer, and when you inhale it, it's really clarifying for the mind. And I noticed colors get a little bit brighter, and it supports the immune system. The flavor profile is absolutely amazing, and you can infuse it into olive oil, and you can use it as a dressing for your salads. So those are some of the ways that I explored Citrus Blast, which is my first essential oil blend.
That's amazing, and it's still available to everyone.
It
Yeah,
is.
I love it. I mean, and one that congratulations on surviving the business world from 2013 to 2025. For any kind of business in any space to be growing and alive and kicking is incredible. And to walk through what happened back in the thing that we will not mention in 2020, 21, and for businesses to continue to be alive and moving is just an incredible feat. But to me personally, that attests to because I've got the experience Dr. Nick's products, they're to me next level. Like there's 1,000,001 essential oil brands on the market, and this leads into my next question, because I would love for you to maybe differentiate or maybe explain to everybody like the nuances of this, because it is subtle, I think, in what people are exposed to. Because for me anyway, I've smelled so many different products, been exposed to too many, because I also make products myself. But I haven't come across something yet that has the, and I think also it's because of your heart that you put into this too. There's a resonance, or the smells and the sensations of your oils. As many things as I've smelled with essential oils, I've never come across something that has the same kind of impact.
Well, thank you, Aaron. I truly appreciate your kind words. It's from your lived experience that you're sharing authentically. And there's very few producers that I've witnessed takes the energetics of a product and works on that front. And that's something that makes our essential oil brand totally unique, is that we start off by sourcing organic, wildcrafted, and premium quality essential oils. So we're starting with the best. Then what we do is we take that to the next level. So we use different energetic tools, such as biogeometry. So we charge our oils using biogeometry. We have different frequency cards and plates that we use to tune the oils to different frequencies, including Ormus and other unique frequencies. We use different types of cubit rings that are made out of different precious metals that really enhance the vibration and the aromatics of the oils. We tune essential oil blends to utilizing a set of 432 hertz crystal bowls, and it's really amazing. And Gary and the team, when they came to visit our lab, got to experience this in real time, where you can take an oil and put it into a crystal bowl, and you can play it for about 2 to 5 minutes. And the oil, which is in the bottle, after the vibration, it smells totally different. Different aspects of the aromatic qualities become more pronounced. Other things may quiet, and it really shifts the energetic quality. My intuition, because we haven't studied this on a scientific level, is that you're doing something like structuring the essential oil. And so there's a coherence that takes place with the different constituents so that it's more organized. And when you breathe it in, it's going to express different aromatic qualities. And so, charging with frequencies, using some of the qubit rings, biogeometry, enhancing with different energetic technologies, organite, enhancing with Ormus. Our lab is totally a playground for enhancing the oils. My father was an accountant and an artist, and I like to think that I took some of his characteristics of really being able to understand things using the Western mind and be able to articulate things as from more of a scientific lens, while really focusing and playing from an artistic expression. And so when I'm deciding how to vibrationally enhance and energize an oil, it's totally intuition.
Yeah, you're tuning into frequency basically, and what's happening, and that I mean, that speaks to me like a beautiful screaming voice, if screaming can be beautiful, because it's like everything is frequency, everything is vibration, everything is resonance. And it just makes perfect sense that if you are composing a product and you're looking at bringing it together in a harmonic way with the frequencies of what's there, and then using other resonances to help it blend or mix together or bring out different tones, it just makes so much sense because then our own bodies pick up on that. And yeah, I mean, maybe that's the extra edge. I think is like it's something that's we automatically are drawn to, like the heart oil. I mean, like Gary's been using your stuff forever, and they've been around. I started working with Human Garage back in like 2000, the end of 2017, and heart oil, prosperity, third eye, all these things were around. Third eye is right, third eye, yeah, were like always around and always given to people as they would start work. And the same thing happened when I came back into with Human Garage, is at events, hey, put this on, smell this, try this. And even before Gary and the team goes onto the stage, there's a travel pack that Gary has with a whole stockpile of oils and psychic protection, all these oils and them. And it's so just it's if you haven't experienced it, everything is so distinct, and you just, I don't know, automatically you feel centered and connected to that particular oil. So I think that frequency idea and using that to enhance because a lot of people maybe not playing around with this idea because they're like, wait a second, it's just an oil, you're mixing it together, so what? But it does make a difference, folks. Compare it. I would like to challenge, actually, let's make a challenge of compare, go into a Walmart or go into any store that now sells essential oils, because you can buy essential oils almost everywhere, everyone's making them, and then take one of essential oil wizardries and one, smell the two different smells of the same scent and just feel it. Completely different ball game.
Thanks, Aaron. I totally agree with everything you're saying. I'm interested in the best of the best. And so I love trying all the best things on the market. And I can confidently say that we have some of the highest tier essential oils and blends and various types of products on the market. There's plenty of great options that have a different frequency or energy about them. And there is something unique and special about Essential Oil Wizardry.
Yeah. Now, when you say things like, because I brought up a question, because I mean, unless you maybe you're involved in more detail in product formulation or our products are extracting things, what, like when you see a CO, like the words, because you've mentioned a few times, like a CO2 extract versus what does that mean, or how does that enhance properties of something or an oil? Like, what is that?
So a CO2 extract is a different type of extraction method compared to a traditional steam distillation. So a CO2 extract will typically change the pressure and temperature of carbon dioxide in a closed system, compressed with fresh or dried plant material. It'll run the gas CO2, which then turns into a liquid. It runs that liquid CO2 through the plant material, where it does an excellent job of pulling out some of the waxes, lipids, and all the different aromatic constituents from the plant material. Then when the machine depressurizes and turns back to room temperature, the CO2 is going to shift back from a liquid to a gas. And so the nonpolar solvent completely leaves the solution, leaving behind a CO2 extract. So to simply compare, if you're to compare a traditional steam distilled essential oil compared to a CO2 extract, you're going to get a more full and rich aromatic experience. And typically the CO2 extracts are a little bit more enhanced with their aromatic profile and their density. So it'll be a thicker oil typically compared to a lighter steam distillation.
Okay. And so, and the reason for that is because there's more potency, a better aromatic to the oil itself.
So the CO2 extract, carbon dioxide is nonpolar, and so it has a different polarity than water. So it tends to capture different aspects of the plant material. And when you're using steam distillation for a traditional essential oil, you're using heat. And that heat can destroy some of the sensitive aromatic molecules. And so a CO2 extract is typically considered to be more aromatically potent and more therapeutically active compared to a traditional steam distilled essential oil.
Okay. Now, are most essential oils steam distilled? Or are they like alcohol extracted, or does it just depend on the plant? Or is it mostly steam distillation?
So most essential oils are steam distilled, and citrus oils oftentimes can be cold pressed, so it can take the rind and press out the oil. Sometimes it uses solvent, sometimes it's just highly pressurized. But generally speaking, most essential oils are steam distilled.
Okay. And so, but CO2 doesn't seem like it's because I don't see that very often. That's not very common practice, is it?
That's correct. Yeah, the machinery is much more costly, and so the steam distillation is much more common to produce essential oils on the market.
Okay. Got it. And is that do you typically use CO2 in most of the formulations, or is it just certain, or do you kind of pick and choose of like, hey, I'm making something that someone might use as a perfume more so, or this is going to be used just as like someone's using it to aromatize their room, put it into a diffuser or whatever. Or is it in everywhere?
Very good question. So this is really the embodiment of the art form of creating the oils. So it really depends on the formulation and the intention. So let me use an example of nutmeg, because I have a steam distilled nutmeg, I have a CO2 extract of nutmeg, and I have an absolute extract of nutmeg. So 3 different types of products. The steam distilled nutmeg, it's light. It doesn't heat up the body or the muscle as intense as the CO2 extract. Mm-hmm. If I want to create a more potent therapeutic rubbing oil, for instance, I would choose the CO2 extract of nutmeg. The absolute of nutmeg, which uses a nonpolar solvent extract, that is going to really produce a highly aromatic, very thick and rich extract. But because of the nonpolar solvent that's being used, which is typically not food grade, those are more suggested for topical use. And so the nutmeg absolute is really beautiful for its aromatic qualities, okay, and is amazing in botanical perfumery. So if I'm wanting to make something that's super warming and intense, I might choose the CO2 extract for topical use. If I'm wanting something that's a little bit lighter and maybe going to play nicely with ylang ylang and other types of floral notes without taking over, I may choose the steam distilled nutmeg. So again, it's really an art form, listening to the oils and plants and setting an intention for what I want to create, and then allowing that to guide which types of extracts we're going to be using for each individual product.
Wow. That's amazing. And it's
It's super
essentially,
fun.
you've turned it into an art, and that does make sense of each thing has a different application, a potential different effect that the user can then look for. Now, when you come on and someone's interested, like comes to your website, is I mean, I know this, but I want you to explain. But do you break down for people like, hey, if you're experiencing this, go here, or how do you bring someone in the fold? Because there's a lot of information and people are told a lot of different things. Hey, just go grab some frankincense, man. Just get frankincense. But yeah, there's different types of frankincense,
Yep.
and different extractions of frankincense. Like, how do you route somebody, or how do you bring them into helping them discover what they actually need versus what someone just told them to go do, and then they might be grabbing the wrong thing that doesn't even really resonate properly with them.
Sure. So that's a great question. Our website is a catalog of my life's work.
Yes.
And so we have we're probably up to about 400 different pure essential oils, CO2 extracts, floral absolutes, wizard alchemy blends, ceremonial creations, ultrasonic tinctures, and we have quite a collection that can keep someone entertained for lifetimes. And so each of the products will have descriptions and videos for a majority of the products to inform a person on what the benefits may be of working with a particular type of extract or formulation. And when someone gets stuck, they're welcome to email me or my team, and we're happy to suggest or guide people to general suggestions. And when people want to dive deeper with me, they can also book consultations with me for as little as a 15 or 20-minute consultation. And sometimes we have people that want to create a custom blend for their own unique physiology. So I really like to give people a lot of options to explore and to really learn from the plant kingdom.
Yeah. There's so much data, information, and when you speak with somebody who's experienced it, lived it, created it, uh, it feels good because you can just kind of relax a little bit, be like, okay, show me, guide me, point me in the direction, and you can feel confident and safe in that. Um, what excites you, I guess, the most about sitting, taking a look at some of these bottles, and then going, okay, like what turns you on the most about that?
I think how I'm integrating your question is what lights me up about all the individual plant spirits and the oils, and where the joy is in that. Is that what you're?
Like what inspires you to keep creating and mixing and doing this?
Every bottle is its own unique expression of the plant kingdom, and it whispers its own particular frequency of intelligence, and it's always new when I'm creating new formulations, and to be able to share that with many thousands of people around the world, where it's going to impact their lives in a positive way. It lights me up because it's a win-win-win. I get to listen to each individual note or each individual ingredient, and they guide me when I'm formulating. And let's say I'm wanting to create something that is helpful for an injury. I may want it to be cooling or warming. So I'll reflect on different oils which are analgesic in nature that have a cooling process, something like peppermint, or something that's warming, something like nutmeg or black pepper. And I'll just keep listening. And the way that my process is in my relationship is with the oils is I just receive what oils are going to want to come into a formulation. And so I get to dance with Blue Lotus, and then I get to dance with tobacco, and then some red mandarin, and some Moroccan cedar atlas. And next thing you know, I'm formulating and putting a little bit of this and a little bit of that and smelling it in between each note being added in. And I get to shake it up, and I get to set an intention for what this blend is going to bring to thousands of people around the world over the next few decades. And so it really lights me up because it's a creative process. I get to work with nature. When people are utilizing the oils safely, it's much safer than traditional pharmaceutical drugs, and it really connects us back to nature, which is the origin of medicine. And I've learned so much from the subtleties of the oils over the past, I really reconnected with essential oils around 2011, and it's really deepened my connection to the world around me, to nature, to myself. And so I really like to express that gift and pay it forward to the world. And I get to do it in a way where I'm creating really beautiful, highly fragrant formulations and tinctures that help to bring smiles around the world.
That was beautiful. I love it. It's almost like you're getting a chance to have conversations with like other wizards every day. You know what I mean? Like you're getting to sit with the wizard of frankincense, the wizard of orange, or man, like all these different things, and what their intelligence is.
Yes.
And you get to you reflect your wizardry and intelligence back off them, and launch a whole new world of excitement. I love your description of it all. It's amazing, and that's so cool.
Thanks.
That's a great way. Hey, that's a great way to spend a day, having brilliant conversations.
I really feel like you've captured the essence of my experience very well, Aaron. Thank you.
So I have so many questions. Like my head is like, yeah. So where would, because I want to be able to like point people in a good direction of where to go. Plus, I want to give them. I love giving people a bit of background and to understand like why things are different. But where's a good well, I guess that's a difficult to ask. I'll ask it anyway because maybe you can clarify my question. Then, where would be a good place if someone was coming in and wanted to just start off with exploring essential oils themselves?
So,
because the first time I ever got into essential oils, I was like, I don't, okay, I guess that looks cool. I had no idea where to start or what I was even maybe looking out for.
Sure. I think what I'm hearing you ask is if someone comes into the world of essential oils and they're curious about the benefits and how to get started in working with the oils. Yes. So maybe what I could do is reflect some uses that I enjoy in working with oils.
Yes, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
So, the oils are so diverse in their therapeutic qualities that there's oils that are quite calming to the nervous system. Pure essential oils like lavender or Roman chamomile or sweet marjoram. There are more stimulating essential oils such as nutmeg or rosemary or caraway or peppermint. There are oils that are really helpful for reducing inflammation, such as cistus or German chamomile, or helichrysum. And so based on what a person's intention is, let's say immune function. We have a blend called immunity oil, which is also available as a tincture, which is very popular and should be on everyone's medicine shelf, called Super Immune Boost. And this combines peppermint, oregano, cinnamon, clove, and eucalyptus into a single bottle, blended in a way that the very heating and potentially dermally irritating essential oils are blended in a ratio that is not overly irritating if you apply it on topically, infused into a carrier oil. So different oils like oregano. Oregano contains something called carvacrol, and research has shown that small amounts of carvacrol are effective against even some antibiotic-resistant bacteria, such as MRSA, at pretty low concentrations. And so we use a small amount of oregano, cinnamon, and clove in that immunity formula, and a higher concentration of the peppermint and eucalyptus, so that it's not too irritating when applied topically, diluted in a carrier oil. And it's also great put into a diffuser where you can breathe it in. And so those are really popular oils to support immunity, which has been very present for people over the past few years. Another really popular, another great example of a potential benefit of essential oils is helping to open up the lungs and to reduce congestion or break up mucus. And the our formulation for that purpose is called Respire. And Respire is a combination of eucalyptus, peppermint, Ravensara aromatica, thyme linalool, black spruce, CO2 extracted frankincense cartieri, and laleshwa and niauli. And this blend helps to stimulate white blood cells in the body to mobilize the immune function, while it also helps to open up the lungs, causing bronchodilation. And it's also very soothing and refreshing when breathed in. And so what I'll do with our Respire blend is take a few drops in my hands, rub my hands together, take 3 deep inhalations in through the nose and mouth, massage it into my chest. A person with sensitive skin may not want to massage it into their chest. They may want to dilute it into a carrier oil first. So these are different examples of some of the therapeutic benefits that a person may look to essential oils for experimenting with.
If someone was looking to, say, enhance performance, or they're getting ready to do some fascial maneuvers, like what would be a good oil in that case?
I feel like our Respire blend is a great example, because you can increase your respiration and increase oxygen in your body right before you're doing some stretching. Circulatory flow would be a great example as well, because that really stimulates your lymph system, your kidneys. It helps support detoxification, and it's very cooling to the body. And so those are some great options. We have some really powerful ultrasonic extracted tinctures, which are good for energy and also really carry a lot of jing, a lot of masculine fire, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Things like our epimedium or our ultrasonic tribulus tincture. Our Jing Qi is a really powerful blend with 6 different herbs blended and then extracted using our ultrasonic extraction process. And that is a really potent masculine Jing booster and helpful for performance in terms of athletic and or in the bedroom.
I was going to actually ask you about, hey, when it comes to sensuality or
Yep.
connecting with your lovers, what are good ones for that?
We actually just launched a Fresh Love bundle in the celebration for Valentine's Day. And that combines a party potion with Ellen and my wedding blend, Fresh Love, to really open up the heart, to really create that intimate connection and enhance the heart energy. And it also has a amazing massage oil, which is nutmeg, ylang ylang, carrot seed oil, and a few other extracts to really engage with a nice sensual massage. And so that is a wonderful collection of oils that could be used for sensuality. For people that like to really explore their mind, their body, and their sensuality, there is our ultrasonic extracted Kana or our tantric trilogy. Those are very sensual plants that are really lovely to play with lovers. Our Kava Euphoria is also another customer favorite of ours.
I love it. A question just popped in there. I just saw really because before it flew past the feed, and I think I think psychic protection will be the answer. But they're asking to how do I protect myself from other people's energies? What would be good for cleansing myself from other people's energetic?
Yeah, my our ceremonial set contains oils that would be the best collection for that intention. Psychic protection would be the absolute must for clearing negative energy immediately. I would also couple it with our positive transmission, which is African copal bark, Buddha wood, cedar atlas, frankincense, myrrh, tulsi, and white sage. And our positive transmission is really helpful for attracting more light and more positive experiences into a person's field.
I love it. It's kind of funny when I think the first time I smelled psychic protection was like 2018, and I was like just having like a rough day. I was like, put some of this on, it'll take care of. And I was like, oh yeah, whatever, dude. Rub some essential oil and smell it. Yeah, it's gonna make me feel like take away. And later on, I was like, yeah, you were right. It just worked, and I was sold on it because it's something at the time back then I didn't consider as much of just because I was used to being strong in myself because I'm a pretty big masculine guy, like whatever, I'm tough, and I can absorb tons of people's energy and just kind of like let it filter through. And it didn't click with me that just the idea of the essences of smelling these things and what it triggered in my own system. It was a few moments later, and I was just like, oh, wow. So I think I just I feel like a fanboy right now because I'm like, oh my god, yeah, these things are great, but it's just true. Oh. The intention, the way that you create the whole ethos behind what you're doing, and even the way you talk about it to me is so amazing. And honestly, it's like delicious to hear because I get inspired by people who are really into what they create and what they do. And because you can feel that. It's not like some like factory line producing 10 million bottles of this oil and it just rolls off a machine because it's being filled. Like it's come from a very specific intention. It's come with very specific frequencies, a whole connection process to put it together and then deliver it to somebody. It's like a perfect gift.
Mm.
So
I love that you shared that. Thank you.
um
Yeah, it really is an honor to be able to craft such amazing botanical allies for so many people around the world.
yeah.
And would you like the backstory on psychic protection?
Yeah. Of course, yeah. I mean, we could turn this. I want it. I want to have you back on because we're going to start doing a little bit longer format, and when we're more off to the West Coast, I want to bring you in and do more of a long format conversation where we can really go off the rails into everything, so and get more backstories and more like just craziness. So it'll be. I look forward to doing that with you. But yeah, let's go for the backstory.
Yeah. Well, psychic protection was, I would also start off by saying if I had to choose one formulation that is the most potent and effective that I've made, I would say psychic protection is the most powerful formula that's commercially available that's ever come through me. And I was living on the Big Island, Hawaii in 2014 with my mentor. And it was actually during an ayahuasca ceremony. And me and him were setting the intention of creating a line of essential oil blends that would help people during medicine ceremony and deeply prayerful activities. And psychic protection's the second formulation in this ceremonial set. And so purity came first, and that was designed to clear the energy in the environment. Psychic protection came through during a ceremony, and at the time, I had only worked with half of the oils that were in this blend.
Wow.
So literally half of the oils I had never used before.
Wow.
And I just received the insight that all of these oils wanted to go in this blend. And so the very next day, as I was receiving the download from the medicine, I kept notes of what wanted to go in this formulation, and I had no idea what it was for. I just knew it was part of this ceremonial set. And so I combined CO2 extracted myrrh, cistus, galbanum, spikenard, vetiver, calamus root, angelica root, cypress leaf, and cardamom. So 9 different essential oil extracts infused in fractionated coconut oil enhanced with some ormus. And I started experimenting with this blend. And what I noticed was when I took a few drops in my hands and applied it around my auric field, instantaneously the energy would shift. And so if there was a tough scenario or any type of experience that really shook up the energy in an intense or violent way, instantaneously it would just change. I describe it as an energetic reset button. And so this formula came through and I got to experiment with it. And to this day, I am just in awe that the intelligence of the plants came through to formulate psychic protection, because it's such a powerful lifestyle solution.
Yeah. I mean, and by the way, everybody, Human Garage, every time that we're delivering a workshop, we're like today we were recording content for our Behind the Reel series, which is a whole dive into a therapeutic approach to someone who's got a kind of a crazy circumstance in their life and working. Psychic protection is used. Wait, I'll drop it on and put it on and take it a little bit of it before we go into any of that kind of activity, and also heart,
Hmm.
because when you're connecting with another human being and doing work on them in that level and touching them, it's just so good to be connected into the heart, but
Absolutely.
also honor your own boundary and protection. And both those oils in combination are killer. If we can describe it that way, they're killer. They kick ass. They take names. Um, but yeah, I love it. That's such a cool story that you down like, but it also makes sense for everything you're doing. Is like these conversations with plants and these little geniuses and downloading their information and combining it with your own ambition and drive, and then bringing this new concoction into the world. What up? So would you say that's your favorite psychic protection, or do you have like they're all your children, and I'm sure you love them all. But is there besides psychic protection, is there another one that really like you're like, ah, I am amazing for producing this,
I
or
have
downloading,
dozens and
or
dozens
which
of
one?
favorites. I have dozens and dozens of favorites. It
Okay,
just depends on the moments
okay,
and the intention. Um, Heart, our third eye formula is absolutely fantastic. Our Blue Lotus is totally heavenly. Um, our Violet Chill is great for stress and bug bites or burns, or calming down the nervous system. Our Kava Chill, I really enjoy for sleep or relaxing my nervous system. Respire is always a go-to. Our whole ceremonial set is absolutely phenomenal for day-to-day life. Um, yeah, there's just so many different
yeah,
friends. Our Tantric trilogy is one of my favorites if I'm going to a social event and I want to stay up late and feel really good in my body without high levels of toxicity. Um, Tantric trilogy is absolutely fantastic. That combines ultrasonic extracted cacao, Damiana, and Kana. It's quite relaxing in the body while also being energized, and it feels light and floaty. It definitely is not something that a person should take right before they're about to drive. It is a natural
yeah.
synergy between some plants that is going to light you up.
Be careful while driving, folks. Be careful while driving. Actually, you know what? Everybody, you should just go out and buy the whole shebang, because you can actually. I saw this the other day on this site. You can actually get everything, right?
It's true.
You can actually get the whole shebang delivered to you. Which, you know what? Just once in a lifetime, folks, you should just do, then have everything and be able to experiment and get into your own flow of like and discover for yourself. Maybe do a consultation though first. Get Nick on for a consultation and Dr. Nick and talk to him. But yeah, what is the package called to do to do everything?
Can I swear on this?
Uh, how intense is the swear?
I'll just go
Yeah,
ahead and say it. It's the
just do it.
Dr. Nick
Whatever.
Fuck Yes Everything package.
Yeah, amazing. Do it, folks. um, okay, so do you have anything in the works, like any kind of new things that have been stewing in your brain for a while that you can talk about? Because what is your process to be very secretive and just kind of work and then drop it out there? Or are you like, hey, I'm doing X, Y, and Z. Everybody, stay tuned.
Yeah, I like to share. So there's a number of different extracts and tinctures that we've produced over the past, I would say maybe 6 months, that are pretty interesting. We did an ultrasonic extract of saffron, and
Oh, wow.
saffron is it's quite a mood booster. I've seen some research associated with utilizing saffron as an antidepressant. And what I've noticed from our ultrasonic extracted saffron tincture is it really lights me up. I feel this inner radiant joy when I take about a dropper full, and it's got a really potent flavor that's really uplifting and fragrant. And so the saffron is a new bright and it has a beautiful orangish color because of the pigments that are found in saffron. And so the saffron tincture is one of our latest extracts. The 100x Blue Lotus extract I'm super lit up about. I'm excited to share with our audience because it is the most powerful Blue Lotus in our arsenal. I feel like I experience the Blue Lotus more intensely in a beautiful way with this extract. It's less aromatic, so I probably won't use it to formulate with regards to something that you're wearing on your body. But if you want to experience the potency of Blue Lotus, this 100x extract is super lovely.
Amazing.
We just did another extract of cacao, and cacao is very energizing, surprisingly energizing with our tincture, and really heart opening. So it's great for connection with others and loved ones. So that is a really pleasant extract that I'm really excited about. And I very recently produced a single essence extract of rose and jasmine, combining different species and extracts.
Wow.
And they are some of the most beautiful synergy blends of rose and jasmine. I call them rose super and jasmine super.
Wow.
For instance, the jasmine super combines jasmine grandiflorum from Sri Lanka, jasmine sambac from India, jasmine auriculatum from India, and jasmine flexile from India.
Wow.
And it's the most full spectrum, complete jasmine aroma that I've ever experienced. It is so deeply rich, heart-opening, expansive. It serves as an amazing perfume all on its own. And I'm very, very happy with it. And so those have been more in the world of botanical perfumery that have been really lighting me up with joy.
I can tell. I see your face as you mention it. I love it. I love it. And I wanna wind down a little bit because we have to hop off in a few moments. And what I'd like to do is, and try to ask everyone this question because I'd like to get a little bit of kind of where your head is at with two different subjects, because I think it's always a valuable thing to impart to people. Are you a pretty avid reader? I always ask for like a book that someone might be into or what they've explored, or if they don't read, maybe some other avenue or thing that they're doing, and then some musical choice that might be exciting you lately.
So
because I like to always find new stuff, so it's more for me than anybody else.
I've been enjoying this book. I'm not sure the author's name. Sunlight as Medicine. That has been a book that I've really been enjoying, learning about different frequencies and their effects on the human body. And so that's a book that I even carried with me to Thailand. And with regards to music, what have I been listening to recently? I feel like feel like a lot of times I let Ellen be the DJ in our relationship.
Okay.
What's something we've been vibing to recently, babe?
Just like Metallica, Enter Sandman.
I'm listening to their rendition of all their works.
Yeah, Yaima's recently released an album with some remixes that we were listening during our travels in Thailand.
Do you guys play anything in particular when you're crafting, or do you pretty much just reflect in silence as you're building stuff?
Oftentimes, I like silence so that the inspiration is untainted, even if it's a beneficial direction. I like to allow the information to come through.
Yeah.
I have played different healing frequencies and crafted in the lab before, but that's more of an exception as opposed to my normal function.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah.
I love frequency music. So many good things out there. Okay. Well, everybody, I mean, head on over to essentialoilwizardry.com. And I mean, if you're still kind of like, after this conversation, if you're still feeling a little bit like, I'm not sure what direction, again, you can do some reading, or you can book Dr. Nick on a consultation. And the consultation, honestly, is probably worth 100% just booking and talking with him. I mean, maybe you don't want to do like 500 appointments, but doing those anyway will get you connected into and really grooved into a good direction to go and feel confident. But honestly, anything that you get from Dr. Nick and Essential Oil Wizardry, you're not going to go wrong. You're getting the highest quality ingredients, the highest quality extraction processes. But not only that, if you haven't noticed in this conversation, everything has been connected with, from a frequency perspective, how to put it together and bringing them together in beautiful combinations. It's just not thrown together willy-nilly and like, all right, well, we hope that sticks. It's been created with intention, and that does make a difference. And maybe if you don't notice it now, when you do the work of taking your body more and more out of stresses, you do things like fascial maneuvers or whatever, maybe you have your own personal jam that's a little bit different. But as you're doing this kind of work and freeing your body up, you become more aware of the nuances of things you're using on your body, products, smells, sensations, and you become aware. And I am willing to bet almost any amount of money, actually, that as you get more connected to yourself, to your heart, the products you choose will become very different. And what we've been talking about this conversation, if you don't know it now, you will know it later. Of like, oh, I feel this oil. I feel it. Amen. I feel it, because they do have that effect. And you may not notice it fully yet because your body's under a tremendous amount of stress, or you may notice it right away. But as you get more and more into this stuff and pay attention, the way something's crafted, the intention behind it. And that's also why we have these conversations every week, because we want you to get all of you guys out there. If you don't know Dr. Nick and Essential Oil Wizardry and his lovely wife, Ellen, you should get to know them, because part of the reason we've had these conversations is to introduce everyone, to get to know the people behind the companies that we collaborate with and the people we love, because they love what they create. And so it's an easy thing to say, hey, go check that out, because we know it's coming from the highest quality and it's coming from a place of love and intention. So for those of you just kind of tuning in, we do this every Wednesday. This will be posted again shortly, probably in about 2-3 hours. It will come up so you can watch the replay. In the meantime, you can go explore all the beautiful essential oils, perfumes, tinctures, extractions at essentialoilwizardry.com. You can use Human Garage code, I believe. Human Garage code, yes.
Yep.
I don't know why I just like had a mental fart there. Human Garage code. What is this place I'm at? Oh yeah, Human Garage. Human Garage code, and get it. And I'm going to give you the final word, Nick, before we go, Dr. Nick, before we go. But just to everybody out there, if you haven't done so already, join our private community. Instagram, places like this can fluctuate in how they decide to censor something, block something. You may not hear because there's so much traffic on here. We are starting to post and put more and more content like this into our private community. And it also allows, because most of the people we work with are also part of our private app and community, you can hit them up, ask them questions more directly, and connect with them. And it allows you to dive into content, have conversations that sometimes you can't have in this capacity. Uh, Also follow humangarage.tv, because we're going to start putting more and more content like this out on a consistent flowing basis, where what I want to do actually with you, Dr. Nick, if you're open to this idea, we were talking about it, is this is going to be like our introduction. And I want to put out there and do like I think 3 is a good part, a 3-part series that gives you a chance to come on for like, plan your timeline, maybe 45 minutes, an hour, three on 3 separate occasions, do like a 3-part series, diving deeper into all things essential oils. Because in that way, we can also repost this, put it up there, and people have even more connection to you and what's going on with this. So stay tuned for that, guys. But go to follow humangarage.tv if you haven't done so already. And if you want to connect with me personally, send me crazy memes. I love them. Go to pulseoflife.co or Aaron Mathias, The Purpose, and follow me there, and we can have conversations further. But not, Dr. Nick, how would you like to send this out today?
Well, yeah, I just wish to thank everyone that is on the path of healing their bodies, healing their minds, and healing their hearts, and showing up in a space of service for the collective. And I just want to thank everyone for all of their support to our company over the years. And, really, Essential Oil Wizardry is the embodiment of my own personal healing process and evolution. And I've been able to develop these relationships with the oils, which have led to so much personal healing in my own life. And so, as a reflection of the whole, it's truly an honor to be able to share these plant spirits with the world, to invite everyone to become more conscious and aware of their body, their minds, their hearts, and to really tune into their highest expression on this planet. And so I wish to thank everyone for showing up today for this conversation and for their commitment to self-healing and their expression of joy and gifts to the world, because we all need each other.
Yes. Healing does not happen alone, folks. Healing happens in community. Healing, true healing, like true transformation, happens with another in community. And when you bring a hub together, you bring three people together, even better. But you have that reflection on your own nervous system. You have the connection of their energetic patterns that can help you unwind and do this. I love what you said, Dr. Nick. And let's all take one big last breath together and do a little love tune on the way out. And then we'll say goodbye for this evening. And we'll be back next Wednesday. I'll be in the Eastern time zone. So 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 Central, 2:30 Pacific. I don't know what time it is in Bogota, or no, Bogota is on Eastern time, but I don't know what time it is in India. So look it up if you're in India. All right, here we go. Let's take a breath together. And thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you, man. I look forward to talking more and deeper. And we still need to have a conversation about, our little collab.
I gotcha.
Adios. Good night, everyone.
Bye, everybody.